Star Report. I'm your host, Star. Welcome to the show. Okay, Thursday evening, you see the title. Wendy Williams calls Breakfast Club from prison on a trap phone. The title sounds wild, I know, but hey, this is what I saw. Wendy said during the Breakfast Club interview, I'm in prison. So she said, I have a phone where I can't receive phone calls. She can make calls, right? There's no scrolling on the internet on her phone. She doesn't have a laptop. Well, I guess there's no internet in her room, but she's in her room. She has a window. I want to talk about this interview that I saw, and many of you saw as well, in detail. She also called in to speak with, former CNN host Don Lemon. I didn't watch that. I don't care what he has to say. But for those who don't know, she was not in studio with the Breakfast Club. I want to make that clear. She called in, all right? Her attorney, Roberta Kaplan, who's representing Wendy in the lawsuit against A&E, she already released a statement to TMZ roughly 2 hours ago saying, don't be fooled. Wendy has off days and good days with regards to her Breakfast Club interview. Let me ask you guys early, is Wendy in the best place for her right now? She's in the best place for her right now. She's got advanced dementia, okay? And the facility, according to my research that she's in, is, I'm going to say it's around the 70s in New York City, 72nd Street, okay? 72nd Street. The place she's at, again, according to my research, they specialize in Alzheimer's disease and memory disorders, okay? The Breakfast Club interview that I watched, and salute to the young lady, Lauren LaRosa, is that her name? She went to visit Wendy. She could not get in, if that's where she is. Hopefully she's not in Creedmoor out in Queens Village. That's another story. She said she couldn't get in. If you guys want to chime in, if you have family members or experience with people that you love that have diseases similar to what Wendy Williams has. Wendy has a disease. Is she in the best place for her? The phone that she has, she cannot scroll the internet. She can't receive calls. She cannot go to the elevator unless one of the nurses' aides or security escorts her with keys. Also, salute to Jess Hilarious. Somewhere maybe 13 or 15 minutes into the interview, which was over the phone again, Jess said, what can we do to help you, right? She just cut all through the bullshit because they were focusing on, Chanel bags, and later on they got around to Diddy, and, Wendy Williams was the one who decades ago was outing Diddy in terms of his behavior, his actions, and so on and so forth. And she was fired from Hot 97 by management, as the story goes, for exposing Diddy once upon a time, all right? Also, Roberta Kaplan, in case you don't know, that's the attorney who's representing Wendy. Pardon me, that's the attorney who's representing Wendy in her lawsuit against A&E with regards to the documentary, Where is Wendy Williams, okay? I do know that her son, a couple of years back, Wendy had to put him out of was it a condo in Miami, guys? That was like $1 million condo, and she said, you got to get a job. Got to get a job. So she had started, slowing down the spending. What was her spending habits prior to Sabrina Morrissey taking over? That may have played a part in why Sabrina came in and assumed control of her finances and other things. I've got more details here with regards to her situation, her advanced sickness. She has a neurological disease with no cure again. Anybody got experience with regards to taking care of people? Maybe not necessarily your family, but don't they need round-the-clock monitoring? Hey, help me out with this for those of you who watch and listen to The Breakfast Club. Has Charlamagne gone to see Wendy in the 3 years that she said she's been at that facility? She said she spent her last 3 birthdays there alone. has he gone to see her? This is the guy who Wendy and Kevin put on once upon a time. They did. He was in South Carolina somewhere, and I don't know at what point Kevin brought him in, but salute to them, because they had a good thing on WBLS in New York City, for those who know Wendy's radio history. And I don't know if he has made the effort. He was asking during the interview, what's the address? We can send some people over there. And I said, well, why doesn't he know the address? Again, this young lady, she went there, but she couldn't get in. Lauren LaRosa. If this is the facility, I hope it's not Creedmoor. Holy smokes. Anybody know about Creedmoor out in Queens Village? Sheesh. Or is she at Bellevue? Guys, also showrunner Busta Rhymes. Did Busta Rhymes beat up his boy Toy? He turned himself in. Hold on a second. Busta Rhymes was arrested on January the 10th. He got into an argument with Dashiell Gables over him being on his phone during work hours in the lobby of Gables' condo building. Okay, so damn, they were in this guy's condo. What time was this? Downtown Brooklyn, according to law enforcement sources. Damn, so Busta slugged him multiple times in the face. This was his assistant. Slugged him in the face. This nigga called 911. Damn, paramedics arrived. Oh, my goodness. Sit tight on the phones. I do want to talk to some of you guys about my dear friend Wendy. And listen, Wendy and I have had a very a good relationship. So I'm not kicking her back in, although, oh my goodness, she used to kick my back in. Anybody remember back in 2003 when I got suspended from Hot 97? She was on the radio crying with one of my, I assume one of my ex-girlfriends, this white chick from Dix Hills, Long Island, who was capping, talking about she had my baby and I wasn't helping her. When he was crying on the radio, I called the radio station. I said, what's going on? She said, you need to pay your child support. Click, and hung up on me. No, I didn't have a baby with the girl, but she dragged the fuck out of me. Hang on a second. Is this who I think it is? Uh-oh. Is that Sunday? Sunday, is that you?
Hey, Star. Yes. Yes.
Can you hear from me? Hey.
I love your headline. Your headline's hilarious.
It's real. She called the Breakfast Club. She said I'm in prison, and she was calling from a phone it's like a trap phone. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I want to give some commentary about the medical side to what she's going through.
Please, come on.
So I'll just keep it vague in general pertaining to some of the claims that she's making. Okay. So she's talking about referring to it as a prison, and there's a reason for that. And then she's also talking about 7 pills a day. She doesn't know what it is, et cetera, et cetera. I want to address those two things really quickly. So Wendy has several conditions. It's not just the dementia. She has Graves' disease as well,
right?
Which is the bulging eye. It's a thyroid disorder. And she has to take lifelong medication for that. It's a combination of beta blockers and anti-thyroid medications. And the thing is, if she doesn't take that, it leads to heart failure. So it's a lifelong med. Okay. So that would explain 1 to 2 of her pills. Secondly, they have dementia medication that she's probably required to take if she has anything else going on, like diabetes, hypertension, et cetera.
Right.
They might even give her something to help her sleep. Like a lot of the time, dementia patients have something called sundowning, where they do not go to sleep. They're up all day, sometimes 24, 48 hours. They don't sleep. And so they have to be prescribed something to help them sleep. And so there's a number of meds that could probably be explained to her. But the caveat is, a part of having dementia is you can't remember anything. You have long-term memory. Your short-term memory is gone. So when somebody tells you something, you have to be told numerous times, because the next day, the next 5 minutes, you can't remember. And I guarantee you that people have explained to her what it is and she can't remember.
Okay.
But her long-term memory in Alzheimer's and dementia is intact. You can remember something from 50 years ago, but you can't remember what the doctor told you that day. And so I question some of the claims that she's making only because I think that it's like when you have a disease, it doesn't matter what it is.
Right.
You're still used to being your healthy, normal self, and you're not able to like compute the fact that you're sick. So she's not computing the harsh conditions that dementia persons have to be under. And so I've worked in a combination of about 6 states.
I was just about to say, can you give people, without your location and stuff like that, just some of your background, because this is your area of expertise, Sunday.
It is. I've worked in healthcare for 8 years. I'll be real, since leaving the strip club, I went straight to healthcare. And I've been in healthcare for about 8 years. And I've worked primarily with dementia patients. And one thing I'll tell you, having worked in 6 different states, is that every single dementia ward is locked down. It has to be, because they have a tendency to wander.
Right.
They have a tendency for trying to elope. They are completely, a lot of them need help because they're completely disconnected with reality. Some of these individuals can be 90 years old and in their head they're 2 and they're looking for their mommy. And so they'll escape and go into the street. I've recently, I would say just as recent as last year, I was working in a dementia ward and we found a resident naked in the street. She escaped. Yeah, she escaped somehow. She was naked in the street and the police had to be involved to get her back to safety, because these individuals don't understand where they are, why they're there. You can't explain it because they forget within 30 seconds. They're completely disoriented, and there's phases. You've got early stages, and then you've got late stage where they lose the ability to speak. And from what I heard from Wendy, like, because I listened to the interview, she seems like she's got moderate dementia. It's definitely not late stage. Late stage, she would be completely incoherent.
Right.
They don't make any sense at all. It's word salad, and they don't understand you, and they can't speak it either.
Yeah.
And so she's definitely not late stage. She's somewhere in the middle. I personally think the reason why she needs to stay where she's at is because she has also substance abuse issues. And so if she's allowed to drink herself to death, I don't think she'll last long. That facility is keeping her alive.
Yeah. If I can jump in for a second, Sunday. Yes, back in 2024, in February to be precise, her team spoke to the media and disclosed her battle with progressive dementia. And what is this other thing? APHASIA? Aphasia. Can you give us some detail about aphasia?
Yeah. So with dementia, what happens is it's the primary things with language is you lose the ability to speak, and then you lose the ability to understand language. It doesn't matter what language you are familiar with, but you lose those things. And then there's a third step where you lose the ability to swallow. And so that's where people end up being late stage. So a lot of the time when they go to a speech pathologist, they're regaining their language skills, and then their receptive skills have to be retrained as well. It's not usually a successful endeavor, but that's what dementia Alzheimer patients face. That's the primary factor of their disease. They lose the ability to speak, and then they lose the ability to understand language, and then their swallowing skills decline. And so that's when they have something called a failure to thrive, which is the late stage.
I've heard about that because I have an uncle who, and he's in his late stages, and it's a lot to care for him. I love him dearly, and I've taken on some of the responsibility along with another family members. So dealing with insurance, getting him to facilities by way of referrals that are in network. It's a lot to deal with. So I don't know if her family's prepared to deal with that. I'm not trying to kick dirt on them, but during that interview, her niece Alex, whoever she is, they were talking about they got to get her out, and I'm like, okay, to do what with her? to do what with her? You know, I mean, she needs care, round the clock care.
Right.
And let me just say one more thing because you watched it as well. Has Charlamagne been? Has he seen her in the 3 years that she said she's been at that facility? Because the young lady Lauren LaRosa, at least she went to go there and they turned her away. Has Charlamagne been there to see her?
To my knowledge, no. To my knowledge, no. And if my opinion on that is, I don't think that they're friends. I from what I can tell, I think Wendy has kind of like this thing where she thinks everybody's her friend, and that's just not. I mean, they have a working relationship, but that doesn't mean that he's wanting to have a personal relationship with her. I think she doesn't understand boundaries, and I think that he hasn't done anything. I mean, that's not his relative. You know, he has his own family to deal with, and whatever personal challenges she has are not a part of his day to day. I think she fails to realize that although she used to be top of her game and she, you know, she's very friendly and personable, that doesn't make everybody your friend.
Yeah.
So I feel like,
let me just say this, you know, she is a very kind-hearted person. You know, she helped me once upon a time when I was publishing a magazine 5 or 6 years before I ever got on radio. So she was, you know, there for me and others. You know, she's not somebody who was just distant with the audience. You know, she made herself available. I think that one of those documentaries that I saw, maybe it was the Biop, where they tried to show her as being, you know, kind of scared. That wasn't Wendy. Wendy would wait down in front of the radio station, like, you know, to knuckle up with people. She's about that. So I just want to, you know, say that in a nice way. I'm not trying to in any way, shape, or form make fun of her situation, but I just didn't hear her niece Alex saying that they want to get her out to take care of her. Did I miss something?
I mean, honestly, I could be wrong, but I think that they had and again, I don't know these people. You know them better than I do.
I don't know.
But I really think that I just mean like, you know her, and I don't know what her family relative relationship situation is, but I'm pretty sure she had an opportunity to be the guardian. I'm pretty sure that she was made aware of court proceedings on her behalf, and instead it went to the state. And I feel like she's now trying to reverse that decision, but she should have been vocal back when it was being determined with the courts, because there is an opportunity for family to step up. They do give that right to all individuals that are going to be ward of the state. They give that opportunity. And for some reason, she didn't stand up. She didn't speak up. I think maybe her relationship with Wendy has become stronger. Right. The court, however, when they appoint a guardian and you are kind of given to the state as far as being committed against your will, right, that is a more permanent thing. Okay. It's not something that you can easily revoke, and you have to go through the courts in order to petition for your relative.
Gotcha.
Her current state right now is probably the best thing for her, because the thing is that people don't understand is that dementia is literally the hardest patient population to care for.
Yeah.
Because of they tend to be violent. They tend to be so confused and and discombobulated that they're resisting care. They lose sight on who's in front of them. So she might recognize her niece now, but next year she may not. Okay. And then she could feel, who are you? Right. Why are you in my room? Right. I'm scared. I'm going to scream. I'm calling the cops. I'm going to run into the street. This is what they encounter. And they don't understand that her current state right now is right before late stage. Okay. In late stage, it gets really messy.
Right. Okay. Sunday, I thank you for chiming in. Again,
thank you for having me.
This is your area of expertise.
Yeah.
Keep me posted, or if anything else you think I need to know, just send me an email. I appreciate you.
Oh, for sure. Thank you for having me.
Bye now. All right. Sunday, this is her field of knowledge. Okay. In case you didn't see the interview, I urge you to, even though Wendy called in. Anybody listen to Wendy with Don Lemon? I just wasn't interested. Was anything said that, we need to know? Don Lemon. Hey, Nicole, I got your donation. Nicole says Wells Fargo froze her accounts. This we know, citing she was being financially exploited. They requested a guardianship arrangement. This can happen to anyone. Yes, this we know. Well, who was exploiting her? That's the question. I don't want to just accuse people, because her now ex-husband, Kevin, who I've known a lot of years, you guys can say what you want, but Kevin did right by Wendy for the most part. For the most part. Yes, he moved his now baby mama in, what was it, 5 or 6 miles away from where they lived in Jersey. Yes. However, Wendy was no saint. Okay? Area code 404. Hey there, good evening. Please watch the language. We're having a good discussion with regards to Wendy Williams calling the Breakfast Club this morning. Are you there? 404.
Hello?
Hey.
Hi, Star.
Hey, who's this?
This is Andrea,
Hey,
calling
Andrea.
from Atlanta.
How are you?
Hi, love. Hey, everybody. I just wanted to comment on the Wendy Williams situation.
Please.
Yeah, like, so far, I've always, connected with her. I've always followed her. Shout out to Wendy Williams fans. It's on, YouTube. It has all like her old archive. Sorry, I'm stuttering.
It's okay.
But like her old videos, her old radio, everything. Shout out to that. But you know what I'm saying? I don't think that she has dementia.
Okay.
Maybe she does have a little bit of recognizant
disorder,
kickback, the disorder. Yeah,
okay.
You want to say, I don't know, I'm not a doctor,
okay.
But she still got it. You know what I'm saying? She still got it. What I heard and from her niece, she's trapped. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And the cracker lady, whoever she is, just got her in a chokehold. And however that was done before Kevin or after Kevin, I think it was before Kevin,
okay.
It got her in a chokehold, and it's sad.
Can I ask how old are you?
I'll be 39 in June, boo.
Okay. She was diagnosed by several doctors, so saying you don't think she has it. I mean, if you're a fan and you're in denial, okay. But she has been.
No denial.
Hang on. She has been diagnosed by medical doctors. Her family gave statements. So you're saying that's all cap, and the Breakfast Club, I just want to be clear on what you're saying because, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but she's got dementia.
Okay, that's what you said. I didn't hear that, but this is what I'm going to say, and I'm gonna let somebody else be on the line. I just don't believe it. What I heard today, I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that from Alex. I mean, other people like her brother, her doctor, her dad can't speak for her. Her mother is passed and gone. So I don't know. I just wish her the best. I hope she doesn't fall weak to this because the crackers, they like to steal the money.
Oh,
but you already know. Come on now. But hell, they might steal your money in a little bit now. But
I don't have any money. For the record, I ain't got no money.
I forgot. You ain't come.
I'm broke. I ain't got nothing. But now, hang on.
We all broke.
Okay.
We all broke.
So you watched the interview, yes, on the Breakfast Club?
I did. Yes, I watched the interview. I watched the little movie she had 2 years ago too.
Okay.
I just think that they're just taking advantage of her ever since Kevin, did what he did, and hell, he a broke ass nigga. But
Okay.
That's what I'm gonna say.
I appreciate you calling.
All right.
Thank you so much. Okay. I don't want to argue with her. If that's what she thinks, feels, and believes, okay. Who am I to say otherwise? Today's generation, you guys do have these mobile devices at your fingertips. You can do the research, you know. She does have Graves' disease. She spoke about this and other things. Again, Sabrina Morrissey, for those who, are not up to speed, that is Wendy's conservator. And let me just give you a little, I hate to go backwards, but when you come into large amounts of money and you meet with or talk to financial advisors, one of the first things they do is try to get a graph of your spending habits, right? And if you are a person who's a little too giving, then they make suggestions. I'm not saying you should just invest with somebody because they are a financial planner or advisor, but those spending habits can be detrimental. If I had to guess, Wendy was a little too giving with, spending, buying things. I don't know if she had any charities or anything that she donated to when she did her taxes. That I don't know. And I don't necessarily have to defend Kevin. He can defend himself, her ex-husband. But I've always known Kevin to be a health-conscious guy. Over the years, he would always tell me, health is wealth. I've never known him to do drugs. He tolerated Wendy doing drugs. Oh, yes, he did. That was her choice. I'm not going to, kick her back in with regards to that. But, he gets a lot of bad rap from people, especially females in particular. Young Kobe got your donation. You're about to hit Wendy's back. Star, you were about to hit Wendy's big back in the days. I tried, sir. I did. She had to. And big old headlights. I tried. Hold on a second, guys. I thought I saw someone in the Colleen, I thought I saw you. Colleen, where are you? Are you available? If you can call back, I would love to talk to you. Colleen. In the meantime, area code 314. Good evening. Please watch the language. We're talking about Wendy Williams' interview earlier today on the Breakfast Club. Are you there? 314?
Yes. I'm here.
Hey.
So, hi, sir.
Hey.
I wanted to chime in on Wendy.
Please.
I've seen these dementia patients.
Okay.
I work with dementia patients.
Okay.
And some are worse than others. I'm in the medical field.
Okay.
So you see some people are sane, but they still have this issue, the cognitive issue where they're not relating
okay.
to the family the way they should, right? So they need the assistance. Some people, though, that I see in the field that I'm in, when I see them in the hospitals and I go to my patient,
okay.
I'm going to say sometimes you'll look at them and be like, what are they here for?
Right. Wouldn't
their family be able to take care of them privately alone? But I'm going to be honest, sometimes the family they don't want to do it.
Bingo.
It's just the family don't want to do it.
Can I jump up for a second? And I want you to talk. I want you to talk. I just want to throw this in there. Again, one of my uncles, way up in upstate New York at one of my family homes. He needs round the clock care because his diet has to be high in protein, can't do soda, needs exercise. There's a lot of things that go into caring for a person at that stage. And you have to commit yourself. You have to learn about medicine. You can't just give them medicine because and help me out with some of the wording here, because a specialist or someone by way of a referral prescribes more medicine, because some of that medicine combined can cause gases, which can advance the dementia and other things. Yes? Come on.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes. So not only that, sometimes they have
really bad seizures. I don't know if she has seizures. And like I said, sometimes they do not want to, the family just don't want to be bothered with it.
Right.
Dementia can also be early signs of dementia, Alzheimer's, all of those things go into play. Some of the dementia patients, yeah, they might be talking to you in a regular tone or know how to have a conversation with you, but they'll veer off. They can walk miles away. You don't know where they are.
Yeah.
A friend of mine, his aunt has dementia, and she ended up in Oklahoma. She said that she was going home.
Yeah.
And she drove to Oklahoma. She's able to have conversation with you and everything. But why the hell is she in Oklahoma?
Yeah. Do you remember,
that's 4 hours away.
Do you remember when Wendy, during her television show, I think she had on that green Statue of Liberty
and she fainted
costume, and she fainted. She fainted.
Yeah, she passed out.
Listen, I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but when she came back to the show, I said, she's probably got dementia. I don't want no credit. But I'm just saying, having seen people over the years and the decades, and especially when you have that type of drug history,
increases
it. And I say, damn, she probably got dementia. And here we are now. But now let's go back to the interview, because they seem to talk to her, to have a little fun. But at the same time, did you notice when she cried and then she stopped really quick crying? It was like on and off. Did you notice that?
Yes, but I'm going to say this. I've been watching Wendy for a long time. Wendy doesn't like to cry. She's a crier, but she doesn't like to cry. She always wants to appear to be
right.
strong. But I do believe she has early signs of dementia. I do believe that it is a possibility that she's in like it's like maximum, when really she probably don't need maximum, but she does need 24-hour care.
Yeah.
But which one of her family members is willing to do that, really watch over her and really like watch her drinking and watch what she's doing.
Right.
And if you don't want to do it, then this is where she's going to be, because you don't want to take the responsibility of doing what you should do.
Right.
And yes, their money gets taken. These people are paying privately at where I'm placed. These people are paying like $10,000 a week.
Yeah. If I can jump in and just say this, the reason why I mentioned the crying on and off thing, because sometimes that's the medicine. It gives you such mood swings. I learned this from a couple of my relatives. It's like, when they started doing that, I said, wow, here's a guy who I never knew to cry. And I had to stop giving him LASIK. You ever heard of LASIK? It's like if you have a fluid buildup somewhere in your body, they give them LASIK, but that stuff is like crazy. But
I've never heard of that.
Yeah. I mean, I did a lot of research on this, to help him, because I loved him. And I said, we don't have to just put him in a home. And of course we had home attendants come and stuff like that. But I wanted to assist him in his final times. But anyway, the facility.
They definitely have outbursts. One guy at the place, he has outbursts and reads out his address.
Yeah.
And he says, help me. I'm some 145, and he'll say the address, and he just saying, help me. Another woman, like you said, and it might be the medicine, because I do notice this woman, she sits at the table when I'm feeding my client, and she'll cry, and then she'll stop.
Yeah.
And she'll be weeping, and she'll be like, oh my God, and she'll be weeping like a baby, and then she'll stop.
Yep.
So yes, dementia is, I think that if her family members are going to take this on, they need to be serious about it. This is not a joke. This is not something where we can just be like, oh, free Wendy. Yeah. But maybe she don't have to be so capacitated, like to the point where it's just, oh my God, she can't get out because she's like, oh, I got one window and I can't do this and I can't do that. Now they're able to go out of their rooms. They're able to go outside. Is it a big gate? Of course.
No. She's not allowed to. She said she can't even get in the elevator without a key.
Yeah, she said she can't do anything, and that's what I'm saying. Even at the place where I go, the facility, you have to have a code to go through the doors.
Mm-hmm.
It was a man trying to run out the door behind me. You have to watch.
Right.
Everybody's dementia is hitting different.
Okay.
So she might not be trying to run out of the hospital, but at the same time, she might not be able to be as coherent as you want her to be.
Right.
All the time.
I appreciate your call.
So
thank you so much.
That's something that her family needs to do. Okay, have a good one. Thanks, Star.
Bye now. Okay. Phone lines are open, guys. Thank you for your cash apps. Is that Tiffany? Hey, Tiffany in the live chat. Okay. Yes, guys, I'm up to speed on Method Man. He was arrested. Supposedly, he punched a guy in the face multiple times. If anybody wants to call in Staten Island, he was at a gym in Staten Island. Supposedly, the guy who he pulverized used to date his daughter. Method Man is a gym rat, right? He's always banging the steel. Pause. Did the young boy try him? Did he think he was going to try Unc, and talk crazy? Colleen, are you calling back? I saw you in the queue. I couldn't pick up. Let me know if you can. In the meantime, area code 703. Is that who I think it is on a Thursday evening?
Yes, it is. Star,
hey.
It's Leslie.
Hey, Leslie.
Can you? Hi to you. Hi, chat. How are you guys?
How are you?
I was calling because I'm going through exactly with my mother and about Wendy.
Okay.
And when they're talking about facilities, and as far as like what was the word they used as far as conservatorship? One, I was wondering because they have memory care facilities, which are apartments, and they have nurses aides there, and they have nurses. And when you were talking about 24-hour care. Even me researching them for my mother, I live, like I told you, in Northern Virginia outside of D.C. The least expensive one I found out in Reston where I live, $15,000 a month. And that doesn't include having a nurse because you have to pay out of pocket for a 24-hour nurse. So you can imagine what that is. And also, as far as, her dementia and everything and, being locked down, I was a respiratory therapist starting at 21. And the care that we have now medically is not the care that we used to get back in the early 90s or late 80s. Totally different. My mother just got out of the hospital 2 days ago. And when she's ever been in the hospital, I stay with her. I sleep there, everything. And this last time I was not able to. And they gave my mother Tramadol, which is like anxiety medication. And she was in there till she got pneumonia. And so that's on her allergy list. She's not supposed to have it. Don't give it to her. Well, they gave it to my mother, and it became a whole situation. So, when it comes to Wendy, my worry is it's not a care facility anymore. And dealing with older people, like you said, it's horrible. What I'm going through right now, and it's not pity. It's just me because my brother passed. And, I do have children that are doing very well. I would not ask them to assist because this is the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life. It's very hard. I had to stop working. I don't go out, so people have to think about it, when you're taking care of somebody, it's like I told you, I don't, I love my mother's death, but it's hard. And one thing I wanted to say, last thing about the crying, my mom is not a crier. I am, as you can see, I'm a crybaby, you guys. I cry for everything. And she's very smart. She went to Harvard, very smart, and she's also quiet. And so they know how to manipulate things. Whenever she talks to me or needs something or calls my kids, it's always with a whine and a cry. Right. I wonder if she can even talk normal anymore, Right. Because everything is. And my mother's never been that way. It's always a whine and a cry. And then
is your mother still with us? Is your mother still with us?
Yes, she did. She just got out of the hospital 2 days ago. I told you they gave her the wrong medication and
Sorry,
had to rush her downstairs. Yeah.
Pardon me.
And no, you're fine. You're fine. And like, even for me, I grew up in a Muslim home. I feel obligated even to take care of my mother, and I keep it a buck. I don't mind doing it, but I do mind doing it when somebody tells me better how to wipe their behind. And then they can, well, if you could do it better, you do it yourself,
Right.
And, so she's fully coherent, and she's in charge of her own money. But one thing also out here too, to be put into a state facility, I know in Virginia, or at least Northern Virginia, you have to have no money. So in order for my mother to be able to be cared for from the state, which I would never want, you have to be literally broke. I tell you, broke, her house has.
Got you.
Yeah. So I just wanted to let you guys know, and thank you for all the information.
Thank you.
And I love you guys, man. Enjoy the snow where I am. And I love you guys, and take care.
Thank you, Leslie.
All right. Oh, no, thank you.
Okay.
Did you get my cash out?
I'm sure I did. Thank you so much.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Okay, sweetie.
Thank you, darling.
You guys take care.
Bye now.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Leslie kept it a stack. If you're just now joining me, we're talking about Wendy Williams, who called into the Breakfast Club. And she said, I feel like I'm in prison. My life is fucked. That's what the title is. And she was calling from a phone. It was like a trap phone, no internet. She can't receive calls. She can make calls, I'm sure, only at certain hours. Sometimes you can't have elderly people with these new phones hitting the wrong goddamn button, downloading apps, accidentally sending donations, hit the wrong thing, and you... Oh, my goodness. Years ago, I used to own a trailer park, for those of you who know, and one of the senior citizens, she called 911 by mistake. Called 911, and we were grading one of the areas. The sheriff came and somebody else, and we say, hey, what's going on? And come to find out, she dialed 911 by mistake. Just want to point that out. Hang on a second. Florida Boy J, is that you, sir? Area code 904, tapping in on a Thursday. Florida Boy J.
Oh, man. Hey, man. FBJ in the building. FBA all day.
Hey.
Praises to the black woman, man. We got it. We got to get Wendy up out the trap, man. She calling on the Nextel Boost Mobile, chopping up with Charlamagne, man. And it really hurt my heart when she brought up her dad.
Okay.
And how she had certain stuff in storage and, stuff where she was like, you know what, I just want to give it to him. Just small, little thoughtful things that you think about for your parents that you plan on giving them or doing for them. And, it doesn't matter how old you are, you still, want to see your parents, still want to make your presence felt. And the fact that she can't see him or can't go, spend time with her father. Because one thing about Wendy Williams is you follow her career. She's been extremely close to her parents. Her mom, talked about her mom all the time, her dad, her siblings. So to see her stay strong and coherent in that interview for the most part, and for that kind of be the point where her voice starts cracking and she gets very emotional, it was very tough to hear. And what Charlamagne said, that she can call 5 times a day, twice a week, was very encouraging until I heard Sunday and the other caller said that this is kind of one of the latter stages of dementia before it gets worse, kind of like their final, fight, the will to live, their final jolt, before it just totally takes that downturn. So honestly, I just really do feel like a salute to Lifetime for filing a lawsuit, salute to you, to Charlamagne, to the people that Joy Behar that still either if they are in contact with her or use their platforms to draw awareness to this, because regardless of what she did or how she made you feel on her platform, we all should be standing up and being advocates for elderly abuse, mental patient abuse, just incapacitated abuse, just anything where people are legally against their will and not, able to have control over themselves. We need to have a microscope on those people in that industry.
Okay. Let me jump in here for a second. She does have advanced dementia, progressive. And, you know, if you're a fan of hers, that's one thing. But with regards to the care that she needs now, it's around the clock. So I don't know the full scope of what her family is trying to do. Her niece, according to reports, is saying, oh, it's not that bad. I guess they're trying to get her out. But she is under a conservatorship. Her niece, her name is Alex. I don't know her last name. And Wendy has had a strained relationship with her brother and other family members. It's not what everybody would think. It's been a very strained relationship. What do you think about her illness and the type of care that she does need right now?
I mean, I think she probably does need to have around the clock care, but I also feel like we probably had other celebrities that's been in this position and they didn't have their wealth stripped from them. The thing about Wendy Williams' situation that has everybody kind of up in arms and raising an eyebrow is it's like artists in a record deal. It's like right when she's like, okay, I'm retired, I'm stepping out of the game. Let me enjoy my massive wealth and everything that I worked hard for. It's like the minute she retired to enjoy everything she worked hard for, the white man comes in and freezes the accounts and takes everything and puts Whitey over stuff and just sweeps her up. And it's like, dude, like what's going on? I understand that, yes, she might need that type of help, but I don't see why she cannot get that type of help in the house with all the money she has and resources. I don't understand what they have to.
How much money does she have? How much money does she have?
I believe she had enough money to where Whitey had to go slap these things on her, probably drop something in the drink, and take the bag a long time before she found it. I think this was put on Wendy Williams. I don't think she developed this. I think this was placed on Wendy Williams. I'm putting on my tinfoil Koofy conspiracy hat tonight.
Okay.
And Starport, hey, like I said, man, we out, Busta Rhymes. Hey, girl, peekaboo, we see you.
Peekaboo.
And you niggas on TikTok. And lastly, you niggas on TikTok, shaking your hips. Yeah. You niggas on TikTok, shaking your hips, doing day in the life of a soft, light-skinned nigga, answering emails and making cold brew coffees. It's time to bag and crack up, nigga. Time to get back on this block. Stop shaking your hips. Get off TikTok. Get a real job and bag this crack up with your boy. It's time to hit the block, nigga.
Good to talk to you, Photo Boy J. Good to talk to you.
Absolutely, man. Holla.
Take care. Okay, all right. Photo Boy J tapping. Sunday sent in another email. Patients with dementia also suffer from inconsistent and wear adult diapers. They have a lack of awareness even after bowel movement, which prompts 24-hour care. Thank you, Sunday. Deeds sent in a text message that says Wendy Williams has a net worth of only $5 million, according to Celebrity Net Worth website. Well, those websites can be off, but thank you. Thank you, Deeds. Listen, guys. Who's on the line? Frederick? Guys, hold on a second. Area code 272. Thank you for your patience. Are you there? 272.
Yeah, what's going on?
Hey, how are you?
What's going on, What's going on?
Hey, man. What's cracking with you, homie?
I'm good. Listen. So I was listening to everybody say, and there's different levels to dementia. There's different stages to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I know for sure because I'm dealing with that with my own grandmother.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So one is a difference when you go by different stages. One is they start asking you questions, and one thing is they want to know, can you remember certain things, right?
Okay.
But when you go through those tests, right, they're going to ask you certain colors, certain numbers, certain things, right? They will wait for like 15 minutes. They'll come back to you, ask you the same things, and see can you put them in order, right? If you can put them in order and stuff like that, then you're not at that stage where they say, hey, you need somebody to take care of you, right?
Okay.
But once you get to a stage where they're forgetting things, like let's say, for example, if they normally get up in the morning and brush their teeth and now they're not doing that, they're just going to the living room, their patterns start changing. It's a study because at the end of the day, you have to do that as the family members too.
Okay.
You have to study their pattern and stuff like that, right? So now, also, when we look at Wendy Williams' situation. I'm gonna look at my grandmother's situation, right? The minute you decide to put these people in these facilities to take care of them, and like a nursing home or all that, you give up the rights to all your finances. State take control of all your finances, right? And that's why a lot of people nowadays don't even want to put their grandmothers or their mothers or their aunts in these nursing homes, because you sign your rights over when you put them in nursing homes, and they will come in and take your house. If you own your house, they will come and clean that house and take everything that you have, because they want you to pay these facilities. You got to pay these facilities and stuff like that. Now,
hang on a second. You're from the New York Tri-State. We've spoken before, right?
Right.
Okay. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, because I had two family members, an uncle and an aunt. Both of them developed dementia. Now, usually it's they're looking to bill the insurance carrier. Are you talking about paying out of pocket? Because they make it real sweet if you want to place them in an assisted living facility. They make it real sweet if that's what you want to do. What are you being specific about?
Now, here's the thing. They will go through your insurance company, but if you have any finances, any money,
right,
they will use that first. A lot of them will use that first. So now my thing with Wendy Williams is the situation with her is I can't call it because I don't know her like that. I don't know how bad she is, right? But if y'all so concerned about the situation, y'all as a family should have been stepped in and said, hold up, let us take control of our sister or whoever.
Okay.
Let us take control of her and stuff like that. However went down, nobody stepped in. All that y'all want to step in now is because y'all want to control her finances. But y'all should have been stepped in and did something before this all happened. And yeah, the manager has a lot to do with it. Because whoever, and listen, I'm gonna give you another part. The doctors play their role too. Don't think these doctors are perfect. They will play their roles too. Because so what I went through is my family decided to put my grandmother in a nursing home. They decided to put her in a nursing home. Nobody wanted to take care of her. They said, she can't do nothing for herself. She can't do this, and that, right? So now me as the grandson, which I'm the only, I'm the oldest grandson, I had to go and fight. Say, hold up, that's not true. My grandmother can do this. My grandmother can do that. My grandmother can do this. So now I got to go back and forth with the doctors. And this is how it comes down to these.
Are you taking care of her now? Can we just fast forward? Who's taking care of your grandmother right now?
Me.
Okay.
Me.
Okay. 24-hour care? She's with you?
Yes.
She's with you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And I take her to her treatments and stuff like that. I take her to bingos. I make sure she's outside and doing different things. Because once they get up to a certain level in it, it's a pattern. You got to keep them on their pattern. So
I've got two relatives. I'm going to talk about that shortly. I mean, I hear you and I salute you for taking care of her. But now at the same time, you're not against home health care, right? You're not against someone coming to the house to check on her? You're not against it,
No, I'm not against. Okay. No, I'm not against none of that. I'm not against none of that. And that's my thing. I think it's more about a money grab with Wendy Williams right now, right?
Yeah.
Because if all of a sudden that everybody wants to take care, but y'all had the opportunity to take care in the beginning and stuff like that. Now, as far as the bank can control the money, right? But if you don't have nobody on that paperwork as a guardianship,
right.
It's nothing you can fight. It's nothing you can do. Now, as far as me, it just happens my grandmother had me as her guardianship on her paperwork.
Gotcha.
So now I can say, there's nothing you can do about her and stuff like that. So I think Wendy Williams has dementia? Yes. But I think she's in the early stage, because if she was that far out, she will be stuttering on the phone. She won't be able to talk complete sentences. And you heard her this morning. She was able to talk and critique and talk, and with complete sentences. They stutter. If anybody know people with dementia that got it bad, they stutter.
But now at the same time, you're not licensed. You're not a doctor. Let's keep it real, because one of her lawyers did say roughly a couple of hours ago, Roberta Kaplan, Now, she's not involved in Wendy's conservatorship. She said on TMZ.com, don't be fooled by the Breakfast Club interview. Wendy has good days and bad days. So, gonna wrap it up because I got other calls back up here, but go ahead and land your plane.
Oh, and another thing I was going to bring up, I don't know if you heard about Meth the Man.
No, we're not going into that direction. You got 15 seconds, literally. Just finish up on Wendy Williams and backed up on calls.
And as far as Busta Rhymes, man, listen, man. Busta been beating up people for the longest, man. He been beating up people for a long time and stuff like that. And at the end of the day, he finally got caught up. He finally got caught up and stuff.
Okay. Yeah. I thank you for the call, man. Thank you.
But
thank you.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you. Okay. Guys, hold on a second. I'm coming to the phone. Just bear with me. Is it Tiara? I got your donation. Thank you so much. Hey, Donna. Trevor, I got your donation. Mech, we do it. Malcolm, I got your donation. Hold on a second. Malcolm says, did Buster try to take the bussy? I don't know, but he was arrested. Method Man was arrested. A lot going on up in New York. Nico, got your donation. Thank you very much. I'm coming to the phones, guys, shortly. Bear with me. So much on my desk here. I'll come back to another topic that I was going to discuss, but I think we should focus on Wendy Williams. Hey, Vivian, I got your donation. Thank you. Hey, Sherelle. Okay. I just want to focus on the Breakfast Club interview. I did not see Don Lemon. Troll babies, anybody see Don Lemon talking to Wendy Williams? Anything that we've missed? Anything of importance? Yes, no, maybe? Okay, thank you, Sunday. Okay. And someone else sent a donation. Let me make sure I'm getting this. Okay. Are we hearing the person or listening to their outer circles? Who's telling the truth? Okay. Might you want to call in? Jasprit, I got your donation. Who's telling the truth? Their outer circles. I'm not saying they're not, but it just, it's a little bit much right now. Area code 704, you there? Good evening. Thank you for your patience. 704.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi. So this is Donna.
Hey,
I
Donna.
sent a donation.
How are you, darling?
And I'm good. And I'm in North Carolina, not too far from you.
Okay.
But the topic about the dementia.
Right.
I watched two of my great aunts pass from dementia.
Okay.
And my grandmother now is 97 with dementia.
Okay.
There is stages to dementia because what it is it's the brain sending signals to the body. So she's not in the last stage of dementia because she wouldn't be able to hold a conversation like she did.
Okay.
Because eventually your mind will stop sending signals to your heart to beat. That's the stages of dementia. That's how it goes. You'll stop walking.
Well, for the record, I didn't say she's in her final stages of dementia. I just said,
I know you didn't. I was just
according to the reports. Hang on a second. According to the reports, her family said that she had progressive dementia. Okay.
Okay.
That was in February of 2024.
Okay.
So we're getting different stories here. Whoever the family was who gave that statement back in February, progressive dementia. Now we've got her niece Alex, who was on the Breakfast Club. I'm not trying to kick her back in, but is she going to take care of Wendy? I never heard that. Did you hear the Breakfast Club interview?
I heard some of it.
Okay.
It's taking care of someone with dementia. It's hard. I mean, you're gonna need nurses and different things like that, but there's no reversing dementia.
No.
Once it's there because she'll progress where she may not be able to feed herself, using the bathroom on herself, different things like that. But she held that conversation. What I did hear is she was able to hold the conversation, which is not usually when you're progressing like that with dementia. You can't just sit down and hold a conversation with someone.
Right.
Their mind is
Right.
rambling and different things like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
So
That's
with regards to, her pleas, so to speak, pleas to the public, she was very cautious not to say Sabrina's name. Did you do any research on Sabrina Morrissey, her conservator?
yes. She
Come on.
was. I heard that. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, but it's all money. I mean, I think money plays a major part into this, because I'm pretty sure she has insurance and different things like that. So they're just controlling the money, and they know that her mind is leaving. So they have the power to control the money because they know she's not in her right mind. Still, I don't understand why her family hasn't taken over or already started this or whatever, because my grandmother, we're not going to put her in a facility or anything like that because she could be abused. She can't tell you everything that's going on because she's in that state of dementia at 97 years old. So Wendy's is more money and also her progression with the dementia.
Okay.
So that's what's going on.
Okay. I'm very much in support of her. She's been wonderful to me. Even though we lost contact with each other for a lot of years, but she was very instrumental. Once upon a time when I was publishing my magazine. Anything with regards to Busta Rhymes arrested for beating up his assistant?
No, not at all. Not at all. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, darling. Okay, bye now. Phone lines open. I'm going to take a break at some point, but we're having a good discussion here. I still want to know from anybody, has Charlamagne gone to visit Wendy in the 3 years that she said during that interview that she's been in that facility? Let me look in the live chat. Guys, has Charlamagne gone to visit her? If not, why not? It's on 72nd Street. Hint, hint, hint. Alzheimer's Disease and Memory Disorders Program. Hold on a second. You see, this is what I'm going to put this on the screen. I don't want to say it, but salute to this person for saying it. Lesser charge was exploiting Wendy to some degree. Come on now. Somebody tell me if he has been there to visit her in those 3 years. I know they were on the phone 5 times a day for the last 2 weeks. Area code 862. Good evening. Please be mindful of the language. We're discussing Wendy Williams on the Breakfast Club today. 862.
Hey, Star.
Hey, who's this?
Jesse.
Hey, Jesse. How are you?
I'm good. So I just really briefly just want to touch upon Wendy Williams.
Please.
As you know, I'm also maybe you remember, I'm a healthcare practitioner.
Okay.
So with Wendy Williams, it's very difficult because when you have a patient and you haven't seen them, as an outsider, you hear stories, you don't really know what's going on with them. So people around them form their own opinions.
Mm-hmm.
It's the outer circle that I was talking about.
Okay.
And they'll say, oh, this person is this person is that. And I think that's something everyone should question, like, how true is it? Like, is it reality? Like, do we really know what's going on with the person?
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, sometimes those outside circles, they control the narrative.
Yeah.
And it's sad. It's really sad. Obviously, Wendy Williams has shown some decline, cognitive decline, but I don't think it's fair that outsiders get an opinion and they get the what's the word? The final say on what it is. And
steering the narrative.
And I'll give you
steering the narrative, so to speak.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll even say this, like, as a personal example, my mom is scheduled for a surgery, and she on her own said, like, do I actually need this surgery? So sometimes, even though I'm a doctor, I'm a healthcare practitioner, sometimes just because you're diagnosed with something, like, most people are smart. We have intuition. ask questions.
Right.
Do I need that? Is there an option? Is there an alternative? And so that's kind of like that's all I wanted to say about that. Like,
no, stay with me.
I think like
stay with me.
people,
I appreciate everything that you're saying. My aunt did pass away from dementia. She declined pretty fast. She was in my home in Stone Harbor, New Jersey. And when I moved from Woodstock, GA a couple of years ago, I moved to the home because it was my home. She was in the home, and her she was deteriorating pretty fast. But we were taking care of her. I enjoyed helping out. You know, we were the family, you know, working with her and trying to comfort her, because that's all you can really do at that stage is comfort them. But
it's the memories.
Yes,
of course,
yes.
It's the love and quality.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I was recording conversations with her, taking so many pictures because, you know, I said, hey, we're coming down to the wire here. But everybody doesn't necessarily have that time. Let me just say that some people, and I'm not going to kick down to anybody who doesn't have that time. Sometimes they have no choice but to put them in facilities, right?
Of course.
Come on. Okay. Yeah. I just want to say that you can take it wherever you want to go. I'm in no rush.
Yeah, no, my only thing is this is, as you know, okay, I'm a chiropractor.
Okay.
So my only thing is like the patients I deal with all the time, and as we're talking about Wendy Williams, is most medical doctors, most, not all, but most, is this is it and that's all it is. That's the prognosis. And there's never any hope, really. So and so with Wendy Williams, obviously I don't know her history, her health history, but all I can say is from my end is there's always hope, you know, and it doesn't have to be so like final. It doesn't have to be morbid. It doesn't have to be and seriously, like, screw what other people have to say. Everybody's gonna have an opinion. Who are you?
Yeah.
What is your credentials? What have you studied? You might be like whatever you are, a teacher, a car mechanic, whatever it is. But like, why is the weight of what you have to say more important than the actual professional? And then within the professionals, then of course that's another debate. So my only thing is, I'll keep it simple. I'm a chiropractor.
Okay.
I practice with like love, servants to God. I do God's work, and I'm not quick to write someone off. People who, you know, someone like Wendy Williams, I would love to treat her. I would love to adjust her, get her nervous system functioning, and that's all I wanted to say really about that. I think people are so quick to be written off, and people who are uneducated, who don't know anything, are very quick to offer opinion. And because we live in such a uneducated and feared mass population, most people would like listen to me like, what the hell is she talking about?
Well, no, I think you're making a lot of sense, but I'm trying to be objective here. I like Wendy. I love her. You know, now I'm not just saying that.
No, of course.
I'm not just saying that because it sounds cool, but at the same time, you know, she does need help, and I don't know if her family's prepared to help her like that. But I'll give you the last word. Go ahead.
I agree. She needs help 100%.
Yeah.
But my overall point was is very unfair for like general public to like put their opinion on someone like that. Yeah. I agree.
Okay.
She needs help. I'm a healthcare professional. I get it. And I just think in general, across the board, people should be more open.
Okay. I appreciate the call. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye now. Okay. I think we're doing a good job here. Yes. Just approaching this and being as fair as possible. Someone sent in a comment here. Let me see if I can make the screen bigger. The conservator abuse is real. There was a big case in Nevada a few years ago between a conservator and a city official, and the target was wealthy elderly couples with houses and assets left with nothing. Yeah, sadly, that's a common story. I saw an elderly couple, I think their grandson swindled them out of their home. That was like a couple of months ago, their grandson. Sheesh. And when it came time for the sheriff to come put them out, the grandson was nowhere around. Thank you for your comment. Houston, are you calling in? You're sending me emails. Are you calling in? I can't read a bunch of emails right now. You can call in. I can't do paragraphs. Who is somebody talking about kids? Okay, I got your donation. Thank you. Okay, somebody's like spamming me with emails. I'm just gonna block you. David D. Cordova, are you calling in? So what's going on? Just wanted to get this to you before you start your show. This new okay, yeah. I have a TikTok account. I've never latched on to TikTok like that. I get it, you know. Okay, number 16. I got your donation, homie, but I don't want to take shots at somebody who just called in, you know, especially if you're calling names. Come on, man. Hold on, guys. Area code 713. Are you there? Good evening, 713. Talking about Wendy Williams.
My nigga, what's popping? What's popping, dog? What's popping?
How are you? We got to watch the language tonight, Houston. Got to watch the language, all right?
Okay, I got you on it. I'm going to be so philosophical right now. It's going to be crazy.
What's going on?
Bro, with Wendy Williams, man, I think she should be around 24 care, 24-hour care, because I think the people around are too busy on focusing on money and then what's going on with the doctors and then who gets control of what and everything that went on with her. They ain't focused on her. So they're not going to be mentally focused on taking care of somebody like that in her condition. Because I dealt with that when I was younger in high school. I had to take my great-grandmother, her son, and his son to kidney care. Okay. And I was still in high school and still graduated. Okay. So my great-grandmama used to call out everybody's name until she got to mine. I'll just sit there just with her, and then she'll finally call my name. So it's like a 24-hour care thing when people get in that situation. So I know what that is. It's easy to say what you would do or could do until you in it.
Right.
With that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Did I break that down kind of?
No, you're doing a good job. And again, I'm just going by the interview on the Breakfast Club. And the reason why that's my focus is because of the relationship with her and Charlamagne. I'm not going to kick his back in, but I said, has he gone to see her? Regardless of his issues with Kevin, Wendy's now ex-husband. I don't even want to go into that whole thing with them. And supposedly he had a thing for Kevin's baby mama. But is that what has prevented him from going to see her? I didn't hear him say, yeah, I saw you last month. I'm bringing you some flowers. Nothing. I saw nothing.
I think it's a lot of his inner demons that won't let him see people face to face because he's thinking that that's going to be him soon. From what he done did, that's been out there. Okay. Sometimes people can't look at another person and be like, damn, I'm going to be there. You know what I mean? Look what all I have done, Lord. That type of thing. Okay. So I don't think he can face it. A lot of people can't face it until they look at it, till it really happens. So with people like that, that's what I think it is. It's their own guilt. I'm like, if you ain't got nothing to be guilty about, you'll go up there and see her. If that's your homegirl, man, go up there and see her. Yeah. What, your contract ain't making you not go see Wendy? Yeah. Right?
I don't know.
I don't
know. Any thoughts on Busta Rhymes, Houston? He was arrested.
Oh, man. You know I was going to talk about that.
Take it easy. Let's watch the language now. Let's watch the language.
Guys, okay. I got you, dog.
Come on.
I think Busta been showing the bussy behavior because wasn't he always outside of those kind of clubs whenever something went down or went crazy? There's some real violent people that are in that culture. You know what I'm talking about? And most of them men that try to be women. But Buster went over there like he was checking his baby mama, dog. From what I can hear from it, it just don't seem natural for a man to go at another man like that, dog. It's like bussy intentions. It's like, what is we doing, dog? Like,
well, hang on a second, Houston. He catches a lot of flack. I have no knowledge whether Busta Rhymes is a switch hitter. If he is, that's his business. But now, again, he turned himself in with regards to the story, which came down by way of multiple reports. His assistant, Dashiell, Dashiel Gables, over him being on his phone during work hours in the lobby of Gables' condo building in downtown Brooklyn, according to law enforcement reports. Slapped fire out the nigga and then slugged him.
I'm not laughing at domestic abuse. I'm just saying.
Who are you texting, bitch?
I'm like, dog, I'm not laughing at domestic abuse. But I'm just saying what it sounds like to me. That's more personal than I'm just checking on my homeboy, dog.
Okay.
That's all I would say. I would leave it at that because he's known to been that way with it. But I would just get off here before. I ain't trying to get nobody in trouble, but it sounds domestic.
Okay. Good to talk to you, Houston.
What if he told them?
Good to talk to you, Houston. Good to talk to you.
Hey, my bad. What if he told him he leaving him?
I don't know.
And he snapped.
I don't know.
I'm just asking. He probably said, nigga, I'm leaving you. And I'm taking the kid with me.
Oh, Jesus.
What if
Good to talk to you, Houston. Gotta go.
Okay, man.
Okay, thank you. Let me read a little bit more of this story. Hold on a second. This another one, TMZ. We're told the dispute soon escalated into violence after Busta slapped him because Gables was on his phone during work hours. Okay. And then Busta slugged him multiple times in the face. Our sources say Busta took off after the alleged assault, and Gables called 911 in tears. Police and paramedics quickly arrived on the scene and took Gables to a nearby hospital. Damn. Treated him for an eye injury. Lord Jesus, he may have broken the nigga's eye socket. Sheesh. Area code 310. Are you there? Good evening. Thank you for your patience. 310.
Hey, Star. How are you doing?
Hey.
So I just wanted to say I'm in disagreement with you on this. I'm in agreement with the caller earlier. I don't think she has dementia.
Okay.
Of course, I'm not a doctor, but based on the whole interview with the Breakfast Club, I have family members with dementia who've passed of dementia, beginning stage, late stage. Okay. She sounds, number one, my point is she does not sound like she has it. But even if she did, I want to say there are people in LA and everywhere, I guess, who are schizo running around on the street totally free, unless she's violent, unless she's a violent to somebody else or herself, like, and it's proven. She should not be in a prison situation. She can't go see her dad. They took away her cats. She can't make calls. She can't use the internet. She can't do anything. Even children have phones, like how you said you could accidentally call 911 or give a donation. Well, you can put restrictions on a internet where you could use it without being able to do those kinds of things. For her, this is the last thing I'm going to say about it. For her to have had the career she's had, and even you mentioned to be generous in her personal life, all these things, unless she's violent, she does not deserve to be in prison. She should be able to go shopping around. I had an aunt who had dementia, really bad, late stages, but still you take her to the store. She can pick out her perfume and things like that. So you could stop her from drinking and doing drugs if she has supervision, but to be in prison, take everything away. Again, the cats, everything, her humanity is gone. This sounds really bad, and she does not sound like a person with dementia.
Okay.
So that's all I wanted to say. Oh, and
so stay with me. I'm just reading. Can you fix it? We got some echo in the background. It's not that
sorry, because I'm not even on speaker.
Okay. It's not that I have all the answers. I'm reading the sources with regards to her condition, her conservator, and one of her lawyers. So never mind me. One of her lawyers, Roberta Kaplan, says she has dementia. She has good days and bad days. So if you're hopeful that she, is not declining, that's cool. But I have sources that say, and I give out a couple of other sources with regards to her family saying back in 2024, she's got progressive dementia. So this is not to clown her in any way, shape, or form. You think that she should just be out and what the family is going to take care of her? I haven't heard anything about the family saying what they are willing to do. Please.
Well, my biggest point is that I don't think she has dementia, but that's not my biggest point. My biggest point is, let's say she has some mild stage of dementia. She definitely does not have moderate, meaning, like you say, right. If you're just going to say beginning, middle, end. Okay. If she does have it, based on that call and her sharpness, because you can't fake it if you got it, right? So she might be at the beginning stages. That I'm not here to say what the diagnosis is, although I don't believe she has it based on my experience with people with dementia. Gotcha. But my point is, just say she does have it, to be treated inhumanely, to take away, animals. They give animals to, I don't want to say the word retarded, but whatever the politically correct term is today. They give animals to people. She took away her twin cats. She can't go shopping. She can't go see her father for 90. Is she gonna kill somebody? Is she violent? Like, has she ever proven to be violent?
I don't know.
So why can't she? So my question to us is, if she does have dementia, crazy people walk around in the street. She can't be free. Like, this is what we should be questioning. And anybody, Star, could be in this situation. All of us, if just a few people say, okay, you're crazy and you don't have your right mind, right. One flew over the cuckoo's nest, and all like this can happen. And that's what's scary to me.
Gotcha. Hang on a second. Stay with me. Back in 2019, according to the Daily Mail, Wendy Williams, she went back to the sober living home in Queens. She admitted herself because she was falling deep into alcohol and pills. Did you know about that back in 2019?
Yes. Yeah. So what I'm saying is she has mental health issues, but who doesn't? First of all, who don't?
Everyone doesn't. Please don't do that. Everyone doesn't need therapy. Don't do that.
No. I don't even. I didn't mean it in that regard. Okay. I meant the way the state of the world is right now.
Right.
People. I don't mean everybody needs to be somewhere. No, or therapy. I've never been to therapy. Thank God, by the grace of God. But anyway, I know you don't believe in God. But does she deserve to be in a prison, literally, and not be able to go anywhere? Like, is she? And even a caller called in earlier and said, and I've heard of these cases, where somebody slips for a little while, whether it's for drug or alcohol or not, or they just have an episode, okay. And then they go in and they get out. So does she, if you're not a threat to anybody, how can they keep you without anything? Like okay. That's should be the conversation. And I say free Wendy.
Okay. With regards to the hashtag Free Wendy, do you know, if anything, what they're planning? What are their options? Are they trying to get her conservatorship overturned? And do you know who Sabrina Morrissey is?
I do. Now, I don't personally know them. I know somebody who knows the niece, okay. But that's third party. But still, I feel like the niece, even though she didn't step up to the plate earlier, I'm understanding that she was still close to Wendy, but that was for legal issues. Okay. Like, she didn't understand the legality. She was younger, yeah. But that she does not like what's going on with Wendy. I feel like there's no money grab going on with the niece. Okay. I feel like she sees the abuse going on. Okay. And then the Sabrina lady seems, I don't know her. I'm just saying it seems from what was said on the Breakfast Club and a few other things that she seems cruel. And did you hear on the Breakfast Club that they said this, that she gave she donated money to the judge? that's a conflict of interest. That the Sabrina gave money, and that it's a matter of public record. Okay. That she donated money to the judge. That is weird.
Okay.
So it seems like a Britney Spears kind of situation. I'm not talking about the mental health part of it, but the whole people putting you in prison. And there is no reason that Wendy, a person in her cognitive ability with that phone call, she was so sharp. She was almost on her show. She to be that way, okay. And she can't go anywhere or do anything or even have a pet.
Well, look, I appreciate you giving us your thoughts, your opinion. I don't know, but I've known her a lot of years, and she was repeating herself. Correct me if I'm wrong, but sometimes when a person has a repetitive thing about them, that shows some type of I don't know what the word is. Just did you notice her repeating? Excuse me, and then she was saying
she was doing that a lot. She did that way more than she used to. It's a
repetitive nature. Pardon me, repetitive nature. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. The last thing I'll say, and then I'll let you go. Yes, she was doing that a lot more, but obviously her personality has always been a little flamboyant. She never repeated herself that much because she kept saying, you know what I'm saying, and
right.
But she was so sharp and back and forth, and she knew so much stuff.
Okay.
When I say free Wendy, I'm not a fan in that way, like, oh, free Wendy, or I'm not woo woo. When I say free Wendy, I mean allow Wendy, even if she's not allowed, quote, to do alcohol, drugs, and do harm, allow her everything else. Whether she wants to shop, then go supervise her. Go to her dad's, supervise her. But she should still be able to do everything a non-mentally ill person should be able to do, or else my message, or else what I say to them is prove to us why she is not able to do those things.
Can I ask you one thing before you go? She went to her son's graduation last year, right?
Yes. No, last month.
Pardon me. Okay, so how did she wind up back in the facility if she got out to go to...
No, they escorted her and gave her... Oh, sorry.
Hang on. So she was out to go to the graduation. We saw her sitting, talking. Somebody from her family was filming her, right? And they put that on social media. How did she wind up back in? Why didn't the family intervene and say, no, she's not going back in?
Oh, because they legally cannot do that. So Sabrina gave her permission to go to the graduation, and then she has to come back, or else the police will come and get her. So the family would be breaking the law if they don't allow her back.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's. I had an older aunt who had bad dementia, and another family member would have to ask her, and she was a ward of the state, like Wendy, but she wasn't even in prison. But the family had to ask permission. Hey, can we take her to visit so and so? Can we take her to New Orleans? And they said yes, and then you have to bring her right back within those windows, like school. You have come on time and all that. But it seems like now they might not be allowing her to go see her dad, which is heartbreaking. So I appreciate you, and I'm sorry you didn't get to smash back in the day.
Well, she's got a condition. She's got Graves' disease, so maybe it's best, that I
know, right?
Yeah, maybe it's best it didn't happen. But thank you, darling. Thank you for the call.
Thanks, Star.
Okay,
keep doing what you're doing.
Bye now.
Peace.
Okay. Yeah. Just my luck. I didn't get to smash, and she pushed out a baby, and I'd be stuck with all sorts of medical bills and obligations. Hold on a second, guys. Blade tapping in. Oh, Blade, are you up to speed? A truce has been called between Israel and Hamas. What do you think, Blade? A truce. Hold on a second, guys. Alejandro, where are you? So are you calling in? I got your email. Thank you so much, Alejandro. Blade, I got your email. Young Thug throwing down. Is that AI? I can't imagine Young Thug dissing anybody. I'm not even gonna mention that, but thank you for the heads up. That was an AI track that Young Thug supposedly made a couple of months ago, you know, talking about F the judge, yada, yada. He should be so grateful just to be out. Area code 661. Good evening. We're talking about the Wendy Williams interview on the Breakfast Club. Are you up to speed?
Hello?
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Yeah. I know about the Wendy Williams thing. Look, this what happened to Wendy Williams because I used to watch it every day. Look, Wendy Williams got caught smoking drugs or whatever and drinking liquor, and they put her in the home because she was losing her show. So her sponsors had took her money. You feel me? So she had a certain amount of money left. So she put it in her husband's hand, and he was spending her money up, blowing her money, and they got mad at Wendy for that. You feel me? So they were trying to take her money. So she gave it to her man, but they had to put her because she was going to go to prison. So her man put her in the old folks' home, you know, put her in one of the little places, and you know when you go there, they start drugging you up. So that's how she got stuck on it because they was like she wasn't listening. You know when you don't listen to the white folks, they do stuff like that. So they gave her them pills or whatever. So she had a certain amount of time to go to jail.
Let me jump in there, right, sir. Let me jump in here. I don't know if you're trolling or not. Hang on.
I'm telling you the truth.
Okay, so I'm asking you a question. Just take it easy. Excuse me. I'm asking a question. A question. You said Wendy was about to go to prison. Can you explain that?
Real prison, yeah, because she had a drunk driving. She had a drunk driving, and she so-called.
Thank you, sir. Good night. Thank you. I'll let you talk. East New York Schwick, I got your donation. Thank you so much. LaRue, okay, good to hear from you, LaRue. What is the facility, the name of the facility in Queens where Wendy admitted herself? Hold on a second, guys. Over at the Sober Living Home in Long Island City. Sober Living Home, is that it? It's on top of a barber shop. This according to the dailymail.com. That looks like a rat trap. So we're just exploring, you know, if you will, the severity of her diagnosis and other things that they're saying that she has. Hold on a second, guys. Hey, Vera, got your donation. Yeah, please do call in, Vera. The number's on the screen. And guys, my Cash App right there, pardon me, the Cash App, $ Snitch Network, tax deductible donations, okay? Hang on, a bunch of notes here still. Guys, I'm coming back to the phone. Just let me Hey, is Supreme Well-Being available? Supreme Well-Being. Hold on a second. Star doing a show about his ex-flame as she needs his help immediately. Wendy and I never smashed, sir. But I've always liked her as a person. I've always liked her. Last time I saw her, we had dinner. I think it was 2006. Me, her, and Kevin. And I was focused on her headlights, her tits. Trevor, I got your donation. Okay, guys, how do we pronounce Busta Rhymes' assistant's name? Can anybody educate me on that? Is it Dashiell? Dashiel? Dashell Gables. Okay, Trevor sends in a donation. He, she, blotitious. Skeevy, delicious. Give me couscous. Love me good. Damn. Okay, that's the LL Cool J. Let me say salute. Oh my goodness. Area code 336. Good evening. Are you there? We're having a discussion about the Wendy Williams interview on The Breakfast Club. 336. Yes, no, maybe.
Hey, stars. It's
Hey.
Real T Marie.
Who's this?
Real T Marie.
Hey, girl. Good to hear from you. It's been a while. How you doing?
Hey, how are you?
How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Where do you want to start? You're in.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Can you hear me well?
Yes,
Sorry.
you're fine. Go ahead.
Okay.
Real T. Go ahead. Real T Marie.
I just wanted to call in about Wendy Williams. I just finally caught up with the interview. So I have to agree with some of the callers. It definitely is giving dementia. She absolutely sounds like everything in the interview was referencing back to dementia. So I've dealt with it in my family personally.
Okay.
And what they like to say is there's 3 rules to dementia. Don't ask direct questions. You listen and you just accept what they're giving you and you don't contradict.
Okay.
So listening to that interview with Charlamagne, I mean, they were going in and, you know, trying to pull the details from her as much as they could. And she was diverting. She was diverting back to her niece, or she was doing something that they also call looping, which is a term used like where they repeat words and phrases.
Right.
So throughout the interview, she kept saying, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Or she, you know, cued in for her niece to answer the tough spot questions. And other things have been mentioned about her, like aphasia. And we know that that's like hard to find the words that you want to use. So it's just a
If I can jump in for a second, Real T Marie, I have no problem with Wendy saying, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? See, I know her little idiosyncrasies and word patterns when she speaks.
Okay.
I love her. I love her. And I'm genuinely concerned, you know. So it's not like, you know, I'm trying to say, oh, you know, put her away and lock up the key. She's got a condition that is progressive. It's progressive.
Absolutely.
So, you know, if the family has an option with regards to home care or some type of other care, okay. But I mean, based upon where she is and what's going on, I don't know. This might be the best place for her. She's in a room. She's got a window, a television, a phone, round the clock care. I mean, what else is there that they want? I'm not clear. What did they want? Family.
I feel like they're pushing for her to have what she wants, or what they feel like if Wendy was in her, you know, right recognizance, what she would choose for herself. Like when she mentioned like being in Florida, you know, and being able to visit her dad, or, you know, like that may be comforting for her right now and what she needs. So we also have to look at, like, if her family is based in Florida, why couldn't the, you know, whatever kind of hole she's on, why can't that be next to immediate family in Florida? Why does that have to be taking place in New York? And like I said, I just listened to the interview, so I really didn't get to do my deep dive research like I wanted to. But I want to personally just start looking at like the cause that Wells Fargo, you know, turned over her account to the executor. I just really want to do a deep dive on those dates and timelines, because, you know, it kind of ran consecutively, like where maybe when Wendy was kind of like cognizant, she was able to say to somebody like, I don't want, you know, this type of thing happening with my money. Like, because we know she was making excessive alimony payments to Kevin Hunter. And right before the executor, Sabrina Morrissey, had said that he was overpaid. She said she was reviewing documents at Wells Fargo and he was overpaid. She was requesting over $100,000 back from Kevin Hunter.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm sure that a lot of people that she was working around, they saw a lot of openings. And so just like wolves, they got in, and here we have her where a non, you know, Black family member closest to her blood relative is going to make off with her assets of what she's worked for.
You know, I'll say this, and then I want you to speak and land your plane. She was a little too trusting of bum ass niggas from the slums. Yeah. Wendy was born and raised in Asbury Park, and then raised in Ocean Township.
By smart, educated parents.
Yeah. So Wendy, you know, like myself, she grew up in the suburbs around mostly white folks. Got to New York, got to do all that good fish scale, hanging in the slums, hanging with the hood niggas, yada yada yada, and a little too giving and caring for bum ass niggas. I'll say it, bum ass niggas. You know, and
absolutely.
I hope that she, you know, is okay in her final stages, but I do believe she does have dementia. Go ahead and land your plane. Take your time. I'm in no rush. Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe that she does have dementia. I can't really say like what the stages are. Nobody really can, because we don't, you know, we only saw her TV persona. So we don't know, like, you know, like just hearing her speak in an interview that she does well. She could be masking anything, you know, like what we get from her. But I wish her well. Like, I love her. I'm a huge fan, you know, read all the books and, you know, followed her career. So that's it. I just wish her the best.
Great to talk to you, Real T. Murray. Thank you so much for tapping.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good night. Bye.
Yeah, a little too giving to the bum ass niggas, Wendy. Leeches. Hang on a second. Is it Cherie? Hey, Cherie. Star, you've got a cold heart. Well, let's have a heart. It's full control. Okay, let me put this on the screen. Let me see if I can put some of your messages on the screen. Is it Nicole? Hey, Nicole. It's sad because Sabrina has did she spell that right, or am I not in the loop on some type of new ebonics? It's sad because Sabrina has. Did she mean HAS? Has full control over her life without anyone consent? Did you mean anyone's? Did she forget an S? Anyone's consent. Also, I feels. Okay, should that have been feel minus the S? That the judge and Sabrina set the whole thing up because they are working with each. Okay. Each other is two. It's two words. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Listen, I'm a dropout. I'm a drop. Is it me? Hold on a second. Is it me? Oh, he must have us. Okay. It's probably me. Pardon self. Area code 415. Please watch the language. Are you there? Good evening, 415.
Hey, Star.
Hey. Who's this?
Hi, this is Kalohe in the chat. Kalohe SF. I know you don't read the chat much.
How do I pronounce your name? Like Kalua, like the drink? How do you say that, dear?
No, Kalohe. It's a Hawaiian. It means
Kalohe. Okay, go ahead. How are you, dear? Kalohe. I'll write that down.
I'm doing really good tonight, Star. I'm glad you took my call. I normally don't call in, so I'm a little nervous, but I wanted to call. I'm really glad that you're bringing up the Wendy Williams issue.
Love her.
And that you're being honest with folks about what's happening with her. And I'm glad that you know her and care about her. I have a family member who is recently diagnosed with early onset dementia. It can really present in different ways. And people, especially when they're younger, kind of like Wendy, people wouldn't know. If you just have a conversation with my family member who has aphasia, she is still smart. She's got her personality. She's funny. She's herself. But you know what, Star? She can't drive. She can't work an ATM machine. She can't write anymore. She can't take care of herself. And we tried, different family members, we tried, and she's in a moderate phase. And we tried at home. It's too hard. It's just, she's in a much better place now, but she's a beautiful assisted living place, awesome apartment. Okay. She's close with family. She comes for holidays. We visit her. So I guess I'm mostly calling to let people know that aphasia can also present in different ways. My sister, I'm sorry, I guess you shouldn't say that, but anyway, my family member can be really fluent one day and then the next she's having a real hard time. So I just wanted to thank you for kind of speaking the truth other than calling it prison.
Yeah,
I know she feels like it's prison though, you know what I mean? Like, right. I feel for Wendy. Like, I don't want her to feel that way. But I just wanted to thank you for kind of speaking truth to this. This is a really complicated. It is really complicated.
Can you stay with me for a second? Because I was trying to make a point here in case people didn't catch it. I enjoyed taking care of my auntie before she passed away. I enjoyed it. I took pride in taking her to get radiation treatment 2 weeks in a row. I'm getting her ready when I'm getting her new outfits, and we're it was a great time. We shared a time together that we that we needed to have. So, but here's the thing: you have to want to do that, and I just don't know if Wendy's family wants to do that. I didn't hear that. I didn't hear them say that. I heard them talking about this woman Sabrina and all this other stuff, and then of course, I know. She's calling the Breakfast Club, so they want to talk about Chanel bags and Diddy. I get all that. But unless a family really wants to take care of someone in that stage, then, hey, you just can't be kicking up dust, But good. That's all.
Yeah. So I'm really glad you brought this up, too, because that's kind of what I'm speaking to is like you can want to. We all wanted to, but we're not able. We all work full time. I have a really serious career. If I didn't work full time, maybe, but even then, like the person can't be left alone. It's really hard. And, we do like to help. We want to help. And I think her family maybe knows a little bit more than we do, right? Mm-hmm. About her diagnosis, because they have to take what the average person might not know. And I never knew all this either. They give them so many tests, you guys. Batteries of cognitive testing, PET scans, CT scans, in order to narrow it down. It took us months to get the diagnosis that was early onset Alzheimer's. Mm-hmm. So they know what they're doing. I think the family, I don't know enough about the family dynamics, but all families have dynamics. I think they should be the guardians. And she should probably still have a really great assisted living care place, but in Florida where she can be with her family. But again, you know more about her family and stuff than I do.
I have no idea who her niece is, and I'm not saying in any way, shape, or form that she's not genuine in her efforts, but I'm just questioning, because I do believe that she has a condition. She's in a place. Hold on a second. I haven't said the name of the place, but it's on 72nd Street in New York City. I will just, I'm not gonna mention. I'm not gonna mention it. To be at this type of place, you had to have some type of prognosis or something to say, "Whoa, this is serious."
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, it has. Yeah. Sorry, interrupt. It has to be verified. And another thing is that a lot of people just don't understand, that aspect of it. You can't just put someone in assisted living. This isn't. But there's also this other aspect where I understand where people are suspicious. Look what happened to Britney Spears. Look what happened to Matthew Perry. All these handlers, they're drugging the shit out of these people. They got big bucks.
I need you to watch the language, please. Watch the language. That's all.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay. My potty mouth came out and I forgot your rules. I apologize, sir. Anyway, there's something else I wanted
but hold on a second, because the Britney Spears conservatorship, was different. I think Brittany willingly let her father be her conservator, right? She willingly.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Well,
hang on.
Yeah,
She willingly,
yeah.
because she couldn't deal with finances. She wasn't that business-minded person. I mean, hell, we knew her since she was just a young dancer. No business courses, to my knowledge. No education. So her father came in. Was he doing too much? Maybe, I don't know. But she finally got the judge to release him for being her conservator. But I think it's totally different. Totally different. But go ahead.
Yeah, it is a different. I don't know that much about Brittany either. All I know is that she obviously was having some mental problems, Brittany, at some point. And then what was reported from the media, TMZ and other media, is that her handlers were, drugging her and making her worse. I think Brittany has been diagnosed with some bipolar or something.
Okay.
But again, her family, they're crooked. And so it is a different situation. But this is why people are suspicious about if Wendy really has dementia or not. Right. And also people don't understand how it looks in the mild, moderate, and late phases. Everything's dementia, that you're wandering and you're crazy and you're screaming. And no, my family member is having a good life now because all these other things are taken care of for her. She doesn't have to worry about bills. She's, luckily we have those means. My dad can do that. But she is enjoying her life, and even my own family goes, "Oh, there's nothing wrong with her other than aphasia." I'm like, no, live with her and look at the cognitive test. I did the whole thing. I was the one who got her home.
Salute to you.
The whole thing.
Salute to you.
Oh my!
It's a lot.
God, sorry,
it's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah.
It was a lot, but anyway, I don't want to keep you too long. I just want to tell you how much I enjoy your show.
Thank you.
I know you don't always read the chat, and I'm like, man, I got to jump in real quick and just,
I want them to do what they do. They're in there trolling. I want them to do that. But thank you for the call. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you.
You too. Bye, Star.
Bye. Okay. Guys, on the screen, this is one of my sponsors. He's got a great book. It's in the community section. It's called The Anatomy of a Corporate Lynching. I urge you to purchase this book. And if you do, I'll give you 50% off. Well, actually, 2 books. There's a sci-fi book as well. If you purchase the 2 books, I'll give you 50% off on a 30-day promo package, okay? Just send me screenshots of your purchases. But The Anatomy of a Corporate Lynching, it's a book. It's also a blueprint, if you will, with regards to if you are a songwriter, an artist, musician, and you have compositions and you are trying to solicit them, the do's and the don'ts. Sometimes if you if you're hesitant about giving someone what's called unsolicited work, I recommend the book because I feel different sometimes with regards to just trying to get your stuff out there, but he goes into details about why you shouldn't do certain things. But check out the book if you so choose. Okay. Who's in the queue? Terry, I got your donation. Thank you very much. I think this person has been on hold for a while. Hold on a second. Area code 8180. You there? Good evening. We'll discuss.
Yeah. How you doing,
Hey,
Star?
hey. Who's this?
This is SDB.
Hey, girl. How are you?
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
I was just calling in to talk about Wendy. And I'm a psychologist.
Okay.
And it seems to me by her conversation that she's more on, I think they're giving her medication or something like that. It seems like she don't got dementia, but it seems like the medication is that makes you do that. Those uppers and those downers.
Okay.
So I don't feel like she got dementia. But I do feel like she got some type of schizophrenic or something like that, where she goes
schizophrenia.
Melodies.
Isn't it pronounced schizophrenia?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
And she has different personalities that's coming out, it seems to be, to me. And it seems like it's medication because she straggles on her words. I know she can't say things because of the legal situation, but she still straggles on her words, like people who take medication. So that's all I wanted to say. I didn't think she had dementia by listening to her, but I do think she, and when you take that medication, it does give you an after effect. I know I said my words too quick, but yeah, it does give you an after effect. So when you don't take the medication, then that's when people start acting erratic. If you never took it before and they just start giving it to her, it can also give you an effect. So I think that's what's happening with Wendy. She don't sound like she got dementia. But anyway, so
hang on a second. Stay with me.
Stay
with
job.
me.
Your show is nice.
Give me a second.
I'm
babe.
glad you
stay with me. Stay with
Huh?
me. Stay with me. You said you are a psychologist or a psychiatrist?
I'm a psychologist.
Okay.
I give advice. Yeah.
Okay. So
but I did go to school, and when I went to school, we had to learn how to give medication.
Right.
And all that kind of stuff.
I wanted to ask you a question. So, so you study cognitive, emotional, mental states and stuff like that.
Yes.
A psychologist, which is different
from the
brain.
Yes.
Yes, which is different from a psychiatrist. For those who don't know.
Right.
So, but now to be fair, you have not done test or an analysis to determine that she does not have dementia, right?
Well, basically when people come to us, it's different levels of it.
Right.
So when they come to us in the beginning, we're listening to the way they speak. We're listening to what they talk about. We're listening to their body. We're looking at their body language and the way they behave. And that's what can actually tell you before they give you medication based just on that.
Right.
They can diagnose you just on that. Now, if you got severe situations, then it goes to a next level.
Right.
Because see, you can have a probate person that's taking care of you. That's like somebody in your family. Then you can have, it's a L, I can't think of the letters, but I know it starts with the L.
Okay.
LLP or something, not LLP, LPL or something. I'm not really sure. Don't quote me on that, but I know it starts with the L. And that's when the state takes over. And once the state takes over, which it looks like what happened with Wendy, then you don't have no control no matter what you want to do. Not your family, nobody has control. The judge has made an order.
Okay. But now again,
until you get cognitive, until your cognitive brain starts
to be fair,
functioning right.
If I can jump in for a second, but to be fair, you have not done tests. You don't know if she has post-traumatic stress or a biological disorder. You have not done tests.
I can tell she has. I can tell that she has post-traumatic stress. Just off our conversation. I don't need to run a test on her to tell that she has that. I don't need to run
post-traumatic
she has schizophrenic.
Baby. Post-traumatic with a T, not a D, not post-dramatic. Post-traumatic.
Well, I talk country, so my words is kind of a little different. I got a little twang to my slang.
Okay.
So excuse me for that.
No, I'm trying to learn from you. I'm a high school dropout.
I'm from the Bay Area. We kind of talk with Ebonics.
Okay, well, I'm a dropout from Jersey. Okay, so now she's in a facility and they made a determination, not me. And she does.
No, I'm not stating that you made the determination. We just talking on the subject, and I'm just giving you my observation.
Okay, got you. All right. I appreciate the call, darling. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I love your show.
Thank
Keep
you,
on doing your thing.
Thank you so much. Okay, now.
All right, spread the word.
Thank you. All right. Thank you, Deeds. Okay, Deeds sent me the name of Kevin's baby's mother. Thank you, Deeds. I'm not going to mention her name. Troll Babies, is that the... Kevin had a baby with this woman. I'm not going to say her name. Didn't Charlamagne, was he in love with her? I know I shouldn't ask that. Oh, the tension is thick between Kevin and Charlamagne. Thicker than thick. I'm not going to make any wild accusations. She said, okay. Guys, listen, I'm not trying to kick nobody's back, and I'm just asking. She said. Does anybody think my theory has any legs to it? You know? Oh, my goodness. We used to go to hotels, me and different girls, and I say, look, when I do these 2 lines and I get to sipping this Jägermeister and you get up in them heels, don't listen to me when I say, do you have a friend? Don't call a friend. I'm going to ask you to call a friend. Don't do it. I'm going to go over to the door and put my ear to the door and look at you and say, shh, 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 shh. Pay me no mind. There's nobody at the door. I'm just tweaking. Somebody talk to me in the live chat. Oh, my goodness. You know how many girls over the days, are you okay? I told you 2 hours ago, don't ask me, am I okay? I'm geeked up. Oh, my goodness. Hold on a second. Did I put this one on the screen? Hey, Miss Ruth. Thank you again, darling. I got your donation. Miss Ruth says, hashtag free Wendy. Absolutely. Free Wendy. Okay, guys, hold on a second. Whew, you guys want to keep going? We're having a good conversation here. Let me see. What else did I want to mention? There was something I wanted to put on the table here. Maybe I shouldn't go in that direction with regards to money and stuff like that. Coming into large sums of money. I think I've told you guys that before. I don't want to keep repeating myself. Let me go to area code 301. Hey, good evening. We're talking about the Wendy Williams interview on the Breakfast Club. Are you there? Are you up to speed? 301. Good evening.
Yes. Hi,
Hey.
Hi, Star. How you doing?
Hey, darling. How are you?
Good. Yeah, I just wanted to comment because I heard one of the your earlier callers. He was calling in and he was talking about. I think what he was trying to describe was when, I guess, when you want to get long-term care from via Medicare versus not Medicare, but Medicaid.
Okay.
And he was describing how they take your home and your assets and everything.
Yes.
And what he was saying was true, but he didn't explain it in a way, I guess, that, in my opinion, was, like very concise.
Come on.
And I just wanted to say that,
I got time. Come on, break it down.
Okay. Because I really try to stress to people the importance of getting trust and getting their assets out of their name and into a trust.
Right.
Because it can happen to anybody, and it doesn't have to just be like dementia. But these type of things, and especially like what's happening to Wendy, she could have had directives and orders put in place and administered from a trust versus the unfortunate way that she's being handled.
Right.
And like what he was saying, so if you're trying to get services from your state Medicaid program, you can't have any assets. If you have a large bank account, you have to do a spend down, they call it.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a house in your name, and he was right, he was accurate, but just not explaining it, the facility, but it's not really the facility that would take it. It's the state, it's the Medicaid that would take the asset, and if because anybody could get in a car accident or something, and they could only be 20, say 35 years old, and they have a home and it's in their house.
in their name. And they wouldn't qualify for Medicaid because, they have that asset. And say, for instance, they're living in an area like, the DC area where the homes are, worth a lot of money. You won't qualify for Medicaid. But if you have that asset in a trust, and it's at least been, because most states, it's a 5-year look back, and it's been in that trust for 5 years, you'll be good to go to be set up in Medicaid and be able to get maybe home health care or be in a long-term facility without like draining, your personal bank accounts. Well, not personal bank accounts, just depending on, what your setup is. You may have short-term disability and that turns into long-term disability, but not having that house in your name, in my opinion, and from my experience with my dad, who did have dementia, is very important. Unfortunately, I put his house in a trust after finding out about his condition, but I think it's good estate planning for everyone to separate their assets from their name. And that's all I wanted to call in.
Bingo. Stay with me a second. What is your background with regards to what you've just said? Because I went through a similar situation. What is your background, if you don't mind sharing with me?
So, at the time when I found out about my dad's condition, I was, living in Germany. And I remember the day because I was on my way to Barcelona and my mom called me, and me and my dad didn't have the best relationship. And she was like, well, Candace, and they had been separated since I was like in the 6th grade. And she was like, I think your dad's got dementia. And I was like, well, Mom, I'm coming home for Christmas, but, I'm on my way to a little mini vacation right now. So I can't do much about it, But when I did get there for Christmas,
did you get the home? Did you get the home?
Yeah, he's since passed. Yeah, but, so I do still have it.
The home is in your possession. Okay. Yeah.
Well, no, it's still in the trust star. Okay. I own no homes. All of my homes are in trust. I don't own anything. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's what I mean. Yeah, more so.
Yeah.
Now you are the executor of the trust. I don't want to put your business out there, but.
Well, I think it's called, so I'm the trustee, I want to say. He was the trustor.
Okay.
Yeah, because at the time when the trust was administered, he sounded like he was in, or I'll say Wendy sounded like she was at the stage where my dad was, my dad was a very intelligent man. So he did have a stroke in 2004 based on feedback that we had got from some of his friends. And he was a DC public school teacher. They saw that they had saw signs of possibly being something wrong as early as 2011.
Okay.
So, and during that time back then, I was in Afghanistan working on a contract. So again, I wasn't here. But
are you former military? You former military?
No, I've always just been a contractor supporting DOD.
Okay.
Yeah, but and when I got that phone call from my mom, that was in like October of 2017, and then that's when I ended up taking over everything. And because my dad was, an avid saver, he did have the money for us to pay for the home health care, out of pocket, because I found that he didn't qualify because he was retired from, at the time, but he didn't qualify for Medicaid, even though he wasn't even making $40,000 retired, but he didn't qualify for Medicaid, so we had to pay out of pocket for his home health care.
Let me jump in there for a second. Now, an executor is of an estate when you're left assets in a will. Executor.
So that's why I told you I'm a trustee.
Right.
I'm the trustee of
it. Hang on. I'm just trying to add to the conversation of what you're saying here. I became an executor of another one of my auntie's estates in Cape May, New Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah, she passed away in 2018. She had stage 4 cancer. She left me.
Oh.
She left. She left me her home, beautiful goddamn beachfront property, and my cousin sued me. Sued me for the goddamn. Now he didn't get it, but you know, she was of sound mind. She didn't have dementia or anything. This is a totally different.
Mm-hmm.
But she was you know, she didn't leave it to her son. He just too many issues over the years with his ex-wives, drugs, so on and so forth. He sued me. Now he lost the lawsuit, but yeah, I became the executor of her estate. I just want to say that. Go ahead.
Got it. Yeah. And at the time when we had the trust done, it was right before the decline, the major decline of his, you know, his mind, in my opinion.
Okay.
And you know, the way they do it now, or at least this law firm, is she videotaped him asking the questions about, you know, are you being forced, or is this what you want? It's a series of questions that she went through.
Okay.
But I really want our community to really start doing the appropriate estate planning and not leaving houses in their personal.
What community might that be? Who's our community?
Everybody, Star.
Oh, okay.
Just, you know, FBAs, everybody. Just, you know, the people that weren't taught this by their, you know.
Just because you're FBA doesn't necessarily mean you're part of my community. To be precise, you know, I mean, I'm a capitalist, so if you're not in my tax,
I'm with you.
If you're not in my tax bracket, I don't give a goddamn what you are. I don't want you around me. I don't want my kids going to school with your kids. No, but go ahead and land your plane, darling. Go ahead.
Straight facts. I'm with you. But just people who weren't, you know, taught. You know, my parents, you know, being baby boomers.
Okay.
You know, they have, you know, my mom's a retired civil servant, got a great, you know, pension.
Nice.
You know, she's making 6 figures retired.
Nice.
So, you know, I'm not, you know, I'm going to be okay retired, but it's not going to be because of a pension. So, and they didn't, you know, they just didn't teach me that. You know, they didn't know anything about doing that type of stuff. So that's what I mean. I just want people to really get the right information about proper estate planning and, you know, how protecting themselves, you know, because it could be someone trying to sue you and, okay, sue me, but I own nothing. Nothing's, you're suing just me, but all of my assets are in another.
Don't give him too much game now. Don't give him too much game, but I know what you're saying. I appreciate the call.
All right. Sorry about that.
It's okay. I appreciate the call. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Star.
Bye-bye.